Stomachache? Take meds. Headache? Drink your meds and get some sleep. Thirsty? Drink some water. Reality check. We all have remedies for our physical pain. It is only natural that we take medicine every time we feel unwell. And it is quite easy to put a band-aid every time we are wounded. But take time to ask yourself, how about when our emotions start calling for help? What do you do then? Do you even notice at all? Hey there! Let's talk about emotional first aid and why it is important that we practice it. Before we talk about the treatment, let's talk about what needs to be treated first. Here are the common psychological injuries stated in the book of Dr. Guy Winch on the year 2013. Failure, rejection, guilt, the feeling of loneliness, brooding rumination, or overthinking about the negativities, and experiencing loss and trauma. If you keep these psychological injuries unattended, it will cause you to have negative emotions and disruptive mood. Also, it will lead you to have a distorted way of thinking. It can also give you an uncontrolled behavior that sometimes even you yourself could not explain. Overall, if these psychological injuries keep being ignored, it will lead you to have an unfit mental, emotional, and physical well-being. In order for us to provide treatment to these psychological injuries, we need to carry with us all the time what we call an emotional first aid kit. This emotional first aid kit must be handy, so when our brain starts screaming for help, we can just take it out and give the help that the brain needs. Now, let's check what's inside our emotional first aid kit. We must pay attention to emotional pain. It is not advisable to ignore your pain as it never goes away until you acknowledge it. Time does not heal all wounds. It only heals when proper action is taken. And what's the proper action? Acknowledge your pain. Redirect your gut reaction when you fail. Learn to accept that not everything goes according to our plan. Many things in the universe are out of our control. So, instead of dwelling on your failure, do things that are within your bounds of control. Protect your self-esteem. Avoid putting yourself down. Think of what you would say to your hurting friend. Then, say that to yourself. Like really say it out loud for affirmations. You are worthy. Tell that to yourself. You are worthy. Look for positive and healthy distractions. Tasks that require concentration will help your mind steer away from the negatives. This can also serve as an exercise to your brain. Rather than engaging in stress eating or drinking alcohols or partying, these are just loud distractions that do not help at all. Instead, start looking for positive and healthy distractions. Find meaning in loss. When we lose someone, it becomes hard to imagine a life without them. Instead of moving on, you have to move forward. Move forward with the purpose that loss has given you. Bring that lesson with you. Bring that pain with you. But do not let it engulf you to the point where you lose yourself too. Don't let excessive guilt linger. Excessive guilt is toxic. Oftentimes, the best way to resolve your lingering guilt is by apologizing. Your apology should focus less on explaining why you did what you did and more on how your actions impacted the other person. Don't bottle it in. If you are not an expressive type of person, make it a habit to jot down notes on how you coped with a certain psychological injury. Write down your feelings, no matter how negative they are. Bottling them in will only make your emotional state worse. Now, do a self-check. Are you taking time to practice emotional hygiene? If not yet, make it a habit like brushing your teeth. I am Jade, telling you that healthy brain means healthy body. Stay healthy!